Good morning, students. I'm going to record you a video with instructions for the final project. So you have been working in Scratch, now you are almost an expert, and you know how to do a real program. You know how to look for nice images in the internet, and also even you know how to find GIFs, small pieces of video to include in your programs. So let's see, because now the idea is for you to prepare a final project. It's going to be a real project. You need to work in group of two. Yes, so you need to prepare, you need to see what is your best mate for this project. And it's going to be a real project. So each group is going to design an educational video game for children aged 4, 5, or 6 years old. Of course, educational does not exclude fun. Each team should work and talk between them always in English. That's very important. After some research in the web, you should agree the main criteria for your project. Is this project should be fun, should be fast, which color we want to use, and so on. And then think some video games ideas that could work. You need to see minimum 3 ideas that can fit in that criteria you have prepared. Then from these 3 ideas, you should choose the best one and explain why this idea you have chosen is really the best. When you have all these things, you need to prepare a project. Project means the timing, each week what piece of work is going to be done, and also to write everything in a document. So the criteria, the brainstorming, the choosing and why, and the timing. So everything together in a document with 4 parts. It's clear? Let's continue. Now it's time to visit to the client. Your customer is going to be children 5 or 6 years old. So let's go to the class. The teacher is English speaker, so you should speak with her only in English, and also you should try to convince her that your idea is okay for the children, but you should listen carefully her ideas and advices and assume them as your project's requirements. You understand what is requirement? It means all the thing is going to be done in the project. So the things you agree with her is going to be write down in a document because it's the things you should do. Understand? It's clear and it's important. Also, you can ask to the children what they prefer, what they like, if they like a specific character, specific color, or different things, and also it can be included because you are designing a specific video game for them. You can include the names of the children or what you wish because it should be very personal. After that, you can visit the teacher again only once to share with her if you are in line what was expected and if the work is progressing okay. So when everything is finished, you should share with your colleagues, with your mates, and with me. So it's going to be a public presentation with PowerPoint or other tool you can choose. And in 10 minutes, you can explain what you want to do and why you want to do. Of course, in addition, you need to make the formal presentation in front of the children. The children are your customers, and you will explain them how to play and to see their reaction. That is really the best part. Customer satisfaction is going to be evaluate the teacher and the children, and it's part of your mark. So to now, it's all you need to do And I'm going to upload this document to the platform, the manage back, and you can read when you wish. Thank you very much. Okay, change now my role. I'm not anymore the teacher speaking to their students. I'm now the master student speaking to my teacher. So let's describe the CLIL activity. The subject is technology programming and robotic for third ESO in Madrid. And the title of the project is Design and the Educational Program for 5 years old child. So my students should design a program for children. It's the typical activity called learning and service at the same time. So the idea is to do that in 1 month time, is 4 weeks, and is it the last activity of the year. They have been working in Scratch for 2 months. They know how to program, and the idea is to prepare now a real project. Let's continue. This school is International School Sec El Castillo, and the main goal of this credit is to design a real program. It's a real educational program. Okay, let's enter now to the goals. The goals are divided in knowledge, skill, and attitudes. The goals of the content, because then there are also language goals. So in knowledge, they need to practice the computer language. They need to do a program. And also they're going to acquire another knowledge. It's how is a 5 years old children education, and what kind we need to take into account. Let's go to skills. They are going to use cooperative learning, so they need to have positive interdependence, project-based learning, real-life situation, customer satisfaction, because we are in a project, and interact with an adult in a professional way. So they need to discuss with the teacher to say about their objective for the children. In the attitudes, it's very important for cooperative learning to develop the right interpersonal attitude and understand that today is my idea, but tomorrow is going to be yours. And the workload, we should work more or less the same, both parts of the team. Okay, this is the goals related to the content, and the goals related to the language. the Of course, this unit is not designed to practice one specific language structure, but to summarize and put in practice all that acquired knowledge. These students, they know more or less how to speak English. They are 15 years old, and they have been acquiring bilingual subject since they were kids. So they know, but they need to practice, and they need to continue to practice. And also, it's difficult for them to speak. Even they are 15 years old, some of them, let's say most of them, they have difficulties to speak in public and to speak with others. Is that the way, the idea why we are going to organize in that way? I'm going to explain to my students that each audience needs a different vocabulary. So among pairs, we can speak in an informal and fast, but when I need to speak in public, it's different. I need to use more formal words. When I speak with children, it's totally different. I need to do it very attractive for them. It's like acting like a clown. The meeting with the teacher, of course, should be very professional and speak about goal, contents, professional words. So let's continue in my document. Of course, it's a CLIL activity, and I have identified the 7 category levels. You can read here. Okay, key competences. I have written also the key competences in the European reference framework. And The competences I'm going to use is communication in a foreign language, of course, they speak in English. The science and technology, because we are designing something in the technology subject. Digital competence, because they need to search in the web, they need to use PowerPoint, and they need to program a computer. Learn to learn, of course. Every team should learn how to find the information, how to choose the best idea, how to organize themselves in times and tasks. And the sense of initiative and entrepreneurship, because this is a real project with customers, with written requirements and due data. And also, not due data, sorry, it's a date. And the mark is also real. Yeah, the mark we are going to obtain. Of course, we have cognition and culture. Let's go. I'm going to prepare with my students the background. I'm going to explain them about how 5 or 6 years old change what is he's studying, how they can react, and to know a little bit about that. And also to know the more formal words in education sciences about content, about objective. They can work and they can speak directly in a professional way with the teacher. Don't worry about things like coordination with visual and motor, and yeah, and so on. Also, there are also specific vocabulary we are going to check out with them, like let's say software requirements, things that more professional in the business of software development. Okay, let's go to the language skills, because this activity has a lot of parts and each part requires a different skill. So from listening, reading, writing, and speaking, in the part one, the teacher will explain them, the activity and all the background and all the kind of explanation. Of course, everything in English, so that is listening. They need to organize themselves in pairs. Also, they need to negotiate and to look for the best mate, that is speaking and this is listening among them. In the task of the first point is research and look in the internet for ideas and suggestions, reading. They need to find more basic criteria about the educative program, make brainstorming, choose final idea, do a working plan, that is speaking, that is listening among them. And of course, at the end, they need to produce a document with all that kind of decision and conclusion that is writing. Programming, all the interaction should be in English. Scratch has English programming instruction and they are in English. So speaking, listening, and writing. In the class presentation, produce a PowerPoint, is writing, and giving the speech to the public is public speaking. Children's teacher meeting is listening and speaking with an adult, and program presentation to the children is public speaking again, but in a different way. So all this is the skill the students will meet, and I think this is that the reason it's a very complete activity, and I think it's very well organized. Okay. Here we can see the classroom, the material, and of course the teacher coordination. The teacher need to prepare a lot of things before that, and they should inform. They need to speak prior with the teachers, with the teacher of the children, and to coordinate all the things that explain them that they can only speak in English. The teacher is not going to be, the student teacher is not going to be that meeting. That meeting is going to help only the students and the children teacher. This is the idea, of course, in English, and they need to be prepared for that. Thank you very much. I also have prepared the assessment. I'm going to go very fast because I'm out of time. Okay, I'm going to assess the participation, that means the attitude, the quality of the produced document or presentation, the technical programming in Scratch, and also if it fits as the criteria to be an educational program, and if the program likes to the children teacher and to the children itself. And here is very well developed all the details for each